Have you ever been in the verse, fully kitted out with your favorite loadout, just running around having fun, but you noticed that other players are quite almost literally running circles around you? They are moving faster, sprinting faster. They're just overall generally more nimble than you are. That is because you are most likely encumbered, overweight, or your loadout is just a little bit too stacked in order for you to move properly and efficiently. Now, today's video is going to be a little experimental. I actually tried to look around just for some references on how to actually make this video, but there is almost quite literally nothing on the topic when it comes to weight, volume, and mass, when it comes to armor, FPS items such as things that goes on your tool belt, and weapons. There's just not a lot. So again, if there's anything weird or, just not in line in this video, just know that this one is more or less an experiment. I'm Fried Chicken, also known as FC or the biggest bird in the verse. For anybody new, I'd like to welcome you to the channel, and anyone returning, welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that I am hosting a giveaway for a gray Shiv with LTI and a game package, alongside a CitizenCon goodie pack with everything along inside of there, from the armor to the weapons. All you gotta do in order to enter this giveaway is 1. Be a subscriber, and 2. Comment on any video I upload in between the time period of November 3rd through November 30th for a chance to win. When it comes to weight and the mass of items, it just doesn't make sense how it works in the game. It doesn't make sense how you can throw a humongous rocket launcher or railgun inside of a small backpack, an item that, is actually bigger and longer in volume and size than the initial backpack. I know it's a video game and video game magic is a thing and it does exist, but the question I really have to ask is how come you can throw a railgun inside of your backpack and not become encumbered, but as soon as you put it on your shoulder, you are completely weighted down and not able to run as fast as possible? You are now encumbered, slowed down, staggered. In today's video, we are going to be testing out different loadouts from light, medium to heavy tier armor to see how much it changes your running speed. And then we're going to throw some weapons and some generalized loadouts that majority of the player base would use if they're out there in the first. We're going to first start this off by timing how long it takes to run from one point to the other with a undersuit and progress on up. So obviously, when you're wearing pretty much nothing, you are able to move. You are quick, nimble, and fast. As you could tell that the runtime is only just at 6 seconds and some change. You can move. But now let's move on to light tier armor with no weapons or attachments. If you don't know what light tier armor, it is armor that only offers 20% damage reduction. Let's see how well it handles it run. Automatically, you could tell that putting on some armor does affect the speed of your movement. It doesn't affect it very much, but as you progress with heavier tier armor, the slower you become. And this ain't even accounting for weapons and attachments and whatever you decide to throw into a backpack. Let's carry on to medium and heavy tier armor to see just how much it affects your movement speed. Again, no weapons or magazines are going to be attached to the body. So as you can see, the armor does not really have too much of a difference when you're out there in the verse, but it does start to make a huge difference once you start adding weapons, attachments, and magazines to your body. For some reason, these items weigh a lot while they're attached versus in your bag. Let's now set up a loadout that will be very similar to what an average player would be running, a pretty basic loadout that anyone would run, and see how much it changes the movement speed of your character. We are going to start this off with light tier armor, a backpack, full kitted out with magazines, med pens, multi-tool, and med gun, and 2 primaries. So as you can tell, movement speed is affected. Now, there are some variables depending on your loadout. If you're someone who wishes to rock a heavier secondary weapon like a rocket launcher or a sniper or a LMG, then obviously this will affect your movement speed. And then also the type of magazines you'll have on your body as well, and depending if you want to run 2 multi-tools versus 1. This does affect every aspect. Now, let's move on to medium and heavy tier armor to see what the difference is once you start equipping these items. So as you can see, the more weight you apply to your body, the longer it takes you to move across a certain distance, which is, pretty basic stuff, nothing too crazy. But there are some weird tricks that you can pull in order to make yourself move faster to run the weapons that you wish to run. For example, the Fresnel LMG is a very heavy weapon and it can really make you move slow. But you want to know what's even more weird are the magazines. You can throw about 30 of these magazines onto your backpack and you will not become encumbered. But if you decide to throw even 8 of these magazines onto your body, you're going to be moving extremely slow. So I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like to move very slow, fully maxed out encumbered, and show you how long it takes you to run across a certain distance. As you can see, just rocking the magazines alone has so far gave me the slowest runtime out of any run we've done so far in this video. Just imagine once I actually equip a FPS weapon, I'll just move even slower to a point where I become max encumbered. Once you hit that max threshold, you will no longer move any slower, but you can still load up on items and whatever loot you want to possibly throw into your backpack. But just keep in mind that you are now moving very slowly, you become dehydrated a lot faster, and your heart rate will spike to the maximum a hell of a lot sooner as well. So you have to be careful on the loadout you decide to select, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation where your opponent is able to pretty much outmaneuver you. And that is going to be a wrap for this video. Again, this one is a little experimental, mainly because I did not know how to approach the topic at hand. Talking about the volume and the weight of the items is kind of finicky, especially since nothing actually matches up once you put it into your backpack. Like, you can store so many items in your backpack that would not realistically affect the weight of your body at all. You can do a lot and you can't do a lot at the same time. It's just really strange on how the whole entire volume system works in the game. And so I'm just trying to just show you guys how certain loadouts and items and stuff can affect your weight, from when they're in your backpack to when they're on the exterior on your tool belt or on your hip. Realistically, none of this actually matters at all as long as you're having fun doing what you want to do, either playing solo or playing spaceship with the homies. Realistically, at the end of the day, just chill and do as you please with your own loadout. Use whatever makes you smile the most. But just keep in mind, if you happen to get into a PvE situation like your Mondi, where you have to be light on your toes just to avoid his laser beams, think about your loadout. And also the same thing can be applicable to PvP combat, because you want to be able to outmaneuver your opponent if they're rushing at you. This is why I like to run one primary and a sidearm, multi-tool, and then heavy tier armor. Just because that leaves me right there at that middle range where I'm able to continue moving fast without getting tired out or becoming encumbered. If you happen to get this far into the video and enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you would rate, comment, and subscribe. Please slap that like button because it really does allow more eyes to see the biggest bird in the verse. And for those who wish to support the channel financially, I do have my memberships and my super chat donations open for anyone who wishes to support. Other than that, it's FC, aka Fried Chicken. I'll catch you guys next time. Big Bird out.